Hi and welcome to Cheeky Richo's Japanese no-bake cheesecake using only 7 ingredients, which are listed in the recipe box below. So let's get started. We have our baking tin, which is a bread tin. It actually has holes in it, so I have to line it with some Glad wrap. Glad wrap is not going to stick to this very well. The best way you can get that to stick to that is to wet the tin first, and the Glad wrap will stick very easily. So just dampen it first and then we'll line that tin. Okay, we're just going to melt our butter for our crumb base in the microwave for about 20 seconds until it's quite liquid. Lining our tin. It's better to have it hanging over the sides a bit, and that way it'll be a lot easier to remove from the tin to serve it. Okay, with the tin slightly dampened, you will see that that cling film sticks very easily to the sides and provides a removable base for our cheesecake later on. Then we get our biscuits, pop them into our silicone dough bag, which I find a lot easier to use than a Ziploc bag because you don't have to worry about the bag breaking, and just beat them up till they're a fine crumb. And you can just see in there, that's what you have, and it takes a few seconds. In with our melted butter now, pour it straight in, give it a good massage around, and then tip it into our pre-prepared pan. Then we're going to press these into that pan, just with a either straight-sided glass or perhaps a Chinese soup spoon. Okay, it's well mixed now. Just upend it. Roll out and then just press into the corners with a teaspoon, but the round glass isn't going to go into the corners, so we just press that down. It's nice and firm. Okay, with that firmly pressed into the bottom of that tin, we're just going to pop it into the fridge now to firm up and get on with the filling for our cheesecake. Okay, over medium heat we add our milk. I'm just using low-fat milk here. You could use almond milk, soy milk, any milk that you like. Turn our heat on and we're going to melt our marshmallows in the milk. So in they go now. Just keep them moving because you don't want this to burn, and they will rise up and get quite foamy, and then we allow them to cool a little bit before we continue with our remaining ingredients. As the milk boils, it'll dissolve the marshmallows and make it really quite thick and rich and foamy, and the gelatine in the marshmallows is what's going to set our cheesecake. You could use any flavoured marshmallows that you like. We're going to be using strawberry jam. If you use a tropical marshmallow, you could perhaps use apricots or pineapple jam. Just keep stirring that until it dissolves. It literally only takes a few moments. Make sure it doesn't stick because it will burn. Okay, once that's well and truly melted, if there's a couple of little bubbles in there of marshmallow, don't worry about that. The residual heat will sort that out, and just turn that off. And that's what you should have. Really quite a sticky, thick mess now. Okay, now we just tip our softened cream cheese in. Use your light cream cheese if you like, or just regular. We're going to whip that up a bit with our lemon juice and add our pink stuff. Very sticky, this stuff, so just on a low speed until it's nice and soft. That's all we're going to do. And add some of our cooled marshmallow mixture, about half will do, and we'll mix that right in, scraping down the sides occasionally. And it's in with the balance. Now you want to soak this pan straight away. I'm using a wok, but anything that you happen to use, because it'll want to set very, very quickly and make it a bit difficult to remove. Now once that's all mixed in and there's no evidence of the cream cheese, it's all one colour, we just add our lemon juice all at once and just mix it all through. And now we need to beat this until it becomes quite thick. You might have to chill it over a tub of ice water till it goes nice and soft and fluffy. Scraping down the sides occasionally. Okay, to just speed up the process, I've got some ice here, pouring in some ice water. I'm going to set our bowl in that, and that'll cool it as I beat it, and it'll make it a lot quicker. Okay, after 5 minutes you can see it's starting to thicken up and get a little aerated. We need it a bit softer and fluffier than that. Okay, once it's reached this consistency of softly beaten cream or soft peak stage, we take it out of its little ice bath. Wipe down the sides because we don't want any of that moisture to drip into our cheesecake. Get our well-chilled base and tip half of our mixture into our base. Slather it with a layer of jam and top it up with the final coat. Then we pop it into the fridge until it's finally chilled. So you can see the consistency of that. It's really quite thick. It's trying to set itself. So take half of that out, spread it out best you can. The base is chilled, so that won't compromise it at all. Mix up our jam. Now you can use any jam that you like. I'm using strawberry because there's strawberry marshmallows, but you could use cherry, anything really. You could use fresh fruit if you wanted to. Sliced strawberries would be nice in there, and just dollop it around the place. And it'll be like a little sweet wave in the middle of our cheesecake It's got a lot of marshmallows in there. It's got no added sugar, and the cream cheese and the lemon juice sort of cut through that sweetness. So this is just adding a little bit more with a bit of colour and a little bit of interest in the middle of it. It's whole strawberries there, so that's why they're not breaking up too easily. There we go. In with the balance, which is really trying to set now. Smooth over the top and get it into the fridge. And once it's chilled, you'll be able to slice it. You'll have to use a knife that's either been warmed up or dipped in some hot water. Otherwise you'll never be able to cut it. It'll just stick to the knife. So spread that out best you can. You see the advantage with wetting that Glad wrap, it stops it from pulling away from the sides. Into the fridge we go. Give it a tap down. Level it out a bit. Time to serve our Japanese cheesecake. It's nice and chilled now. We're just going to lift it out of the container, cut it with a warm knife, and just serve it as it is. I'll put that over like so. I'll be able to separate it from the sides, and the base can go onto the serving platter. How's that for a plan? Pretty easy. Line her up, upend it, and now there you have it. Cheekyricho's Japanese no-bake cheesecake. Now we just slice it with a warm knife. Cuts quite easily, straight through to the base. You have to wipe the knife after each cut. Then you try and put it on a plate. And there you have it. Cheekyricho's no-bake Japanese cheesecake. Have a little taste, shall we? Some of our base, and some of our cream cheese filling, and a little bit of our jam. Not too sweet, lovely and creamy, but a gorgeous flavour with a crunchy, firm base. Thanks for watching.